Good morning and welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for this exciting webinar on unlocking the power of AI transforming business with intelligent solutions. I'm honored to introduce you to Mr. Ranjit to start off with the webinar. Mr. Ranjit leads the data and AI in the at Noventic 7Cs technology. So he's gonna give you a short overview of the webinar. Handing over to you, Ranjit.
Am I audible, Rabia?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for turning in today. Uh, Today, I mean, AI is a buzzword. So AI is probably enhancing every part of the business right now. So today, the webinar is mostly focused on Microsoft technologies. So we will walk you through or give you insight of how you can make use of the power of Azure and combined with the artificial intelligence capabilities and then the business, the analytics capabilities of it. As you all know, that the data is more important for any AI to work the way it should be. So if you, then I will just walk you through the agenda, and then I'll probably come back and then meet you guys at the end of the presentation to give you some sort of an offer or kind of a co-investment that what we are offering as part of our commitment to our customers, right? Ravi, can you go to the next slide? So in today's session, so we are honored to have Mr. Amar Fadli from Microsoft, so who will walk us through the AI, the workloads that is available on Azure. So how a business can make use of it and adopt Azure and to take more out of to enhance your business operations, right? So that followed by we have a Nazar, our speaker from Navantic India, so who will walk us through some of the use cases that we have already developed deployed for our customers, and that is going to be an exciting one, and then so that you can map with your business processes and then your own business, and then see that how you can utilize the AI, right? So following to Nazar's session, so we have Ms. Jacinta Lewis, and then she's also from Navantic India. And then so she will walk us through some sort of the vision and mission, how business can adopt AI, and how do you qualify the use cases and so on and so forth. So followed by we have a exciting Q&A session, and I would request you to just attend the Q&A session because we will have the top three winners, Ravia, isn't it? So we will be handing over some gift vouchers to you, and most probably I myself will come and then present to you in person. So I would request you all to be attentive and then attend the Q&A. And most importantly, we will have sorry, that's a quiz. I'm sorry for that. So we'll have a feedback, and then the feedback is very important, and then that is how that we will understand, what worked and then what is not, and that will help us to enhance our presentation in the upcoming webinar sessions. So now, without wasting much time, when I would like to hand it over to Amar. Amar, you can, take it over from here. You can start sharing your screen, and then walk us through the AI on Azure, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Anjesh. Yeah. Okay. So, hi, everyone. My name is Amr Fadli, and I'm working as the Data and AI Solution Specialist in Microsoft. I will be walking you through today the Data and AI platform over Azure. So I will share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start by having a quick overview on the agenda. So we'll walk through the AI Foundry, okay, and our aspects of the AI models and how it can be presented within Azure. Then we'll walk through the building and modernizing of an intelligent apps. Then we'll have a glimpse of what is Microsoft Fabric, which is part of the data platform that we have also on Azure that is helping into the AI transformation as well. Then happy to take question if there's any. Okay, so what is AI Foundry? Ideally, we had the AI Studio earlier, and like the past year, we announced what we call the AI Foundry, which is basically a combination of all the Azure AI components into a single place, which help definitely into easing the life of the developer and making them easy to develop the models and the AI journey. So ideally, it has the OpenAI, Azure OpenAI services integrated along with the Azure AI search for indexing the data, content safety for having the best responsible AI rules that can be applied on top of the data. And there is the content safety and also the AI agent service, which orchestrate all of this within the AI and apps in order to build a successful AI and applications together. This also integrates definitely with different development tools like the Copilot Studio, Visual Studio, and GitHub, so that the developers are do their normal stuff like having the releases on the GitHub and so on with an easy and seamless way. Within the AI Foundry, if you can see, there is 3 layers mainly. The Azure AI services at the top, which has the mostly all of the AI services that can be used in any AI transformation or any AI, let's say, chatbot or search engine or summarization of documents or speech to text / text to speech translation and so on. The Azure Machine Learning, which has plenty of models where the developer or the business user can identify the needed model and make a model fine tuning or model training based on this. Definitely the responsible AI is integrated where there is our 6 aspects for responsible AI, which is fairness, inclusiveness, responsibility, and so on and so forth. And we are, as the models are like evolving day to day, we are evolving the cutting edge models along with the model catalog. So within the model catalog, you can find the GPT model family, the small language models, the large language models, the open source models integrated. All of this definitely integrate with our third-party ISV partner solutions that can be provided or purchased throughout the marketplace of Microsoft. So what are the core dimensions of implementing generative AI? So we have mainly 4 main aspects that we need to look into when you are building a generative AI. The first one is model choice. What is the right model for each use case? And by bringing all the models together in a single platform, this can be easily helping to benchmarking and evaluation of the model throughout the AI Foundry platform. Application quality or quality experience, building a high quality large language model with the information retrieval and prompt engineering. And ideally, this is what we call the future of the search. So the search is now not as before, but the search is interactive search by a chatbot that you input some information, wait for information, and then complete as a dialogue with a chatbot. It's not like the original or ordinary search that we used to do earlier. Comprehensive trust, definitely there should be a trust on top of the Azure AI build apps and AI content, which are the content safeguards that also are integrated within the Azure AI Foundry. Lifecycle management, which help in operational and management after generating the AI transformation. And this is super important because this builds the resistant adapting of the best practices and so on and so forth. So why we why I as a customer even go to Azure AI. Mainly, there are many aspects that give us an edge on Azure in the AI area. For example, building an innovative AI apps with speed and agility, like building an end-to-end app with all the aspects of the applications, including the data, the AI, the search, the functions, and everything. We have a lot of models, over 1,600 models that can be chosen from, cost-effective models, and so on. Deploy a mission-critical AI solution by building an exception generative AI apps, trust in the Azure cloud, which is most important thing with the compliance rules that are offered at the back end throughout the investment of more than 1 billion USD into the security. So as Azure is secured, the AI on Azure is secured with the same exact compliance and rules that are on top of this. Apply the responsible AI by, as I mentioned, copyright protection, transparency, content safety, and trust. One big question here you need to look at: what is the main difference between Azure OpenAI and an open source OpenAI? So definitely when you are using Azure OpenAI, there are main aspects that differentiate from using an open source. First one is your data. Your data, it's all about your data, definitely. But the first one is your data are not available to other customers, which means your data is in your private area, in your tenant, your subscription, not available to anyone else. Your data is not even available to the Azure or to the OpenAI itself. So the OpenAI as a model does not have an oversee on top of your data, except into the processing for sure, but rather than this, it does not take the data to analyze it, or not used to improve the OpenAI models as well. Also, the data are not used to improve Microsoft third-party solution or service that are part of our platform throughout the marketplace. Ideally, the data are not automatically used for Azure OpenAI models improvement for the use of the resource, unless you as a customer explicitly want to fine-tune the model or train it with your data. In this case, we allow you to do this, and also your fine-tuned Azure OpenAI models will be exclusively to you only and will not be used to other customers after your training and modification with your data. Looking into the second aspect of our maybe journey today will be building and modernizing intelligent apps. So while we are all want to build a nice, good apps, we need to think, is this app an AI app or not? The AI transformation opportunities are huge, and it change the application development in a massive way. You can have a lot of different use cases, for example, enriching employee experience, reinvent the customer experience, reshape business processes, or put it on a production system. Different aspects of industry here that we can see whether these aspects can go through a creation of a unique chatbot that can help the customer to find information they need and identify and summarize the key to help employees to be more proactive, like internal use cases, or analyzing a large quantity of data to isolate potential risks and fraud detection, for example, into the finance or banking sector in specific. So intelligent apps can help in creating value and gain these advantages. So intelligent apps requires some key aspects in order to be successfully built. The first one is the outcome. So you need to build an business outcome and use case alignment. So you need to have identified a use case with an input and scope of work and outcome in order to get the best output for this. Innovation with AI model, with responsible AI and integrating the AI models to your applications. Skilling and tools for developers to build faster. So integration with, for example, GitHub Copilot, Copilot Studio, and all of these tools that help in building the application in a faster way, leveraging existing application and data sources. So ideally, you don't need to build from scratch. You need to leverage what is existing and build on top of it. So even existing apps can be transformed to AI apps. Enterprise security, scale, and performance. So we need to make sure that whatever comes new to the technology, scaling is applicable, performance enhancement is applicable, and definitely security aspects can be more secured. Delivering business value faster with intelligent apps. So ideally, one key aspect of the app is that it can help you to be more responsive to changes into your business. So less time in developing applications. You need to be able to develop and update apps faster in order to continue to provide new features and meet customer expectations. Building intelligent apps reflects more streamlined development process and more flexible architecture. So your developers are more productive and capable of faster release cycles. So increasing the increase in the work output due to the AI. Our Azure AI application platform, basically it's app, data, and AI. So this is how we propose the applications now. It has an application platform, which is interacting and orchestrating the user interactions and all the layers interactions. The data platform, which is ideally helping into the data itself that feed into the application and make sure the application is working as needed. The AI platform, which is the core key here, and make your application an AI-ready application. All of this definitely based on Azure infrastructure, integrated with different developer tools, GitHub or GitHub Copilot as an example, and definitely can be integrated with partner or third-party ISV tools to help in faster delivery. And all of this, again, coming back to the most important thing, security, governance, and responsible AI principles that oversee all of these components. The comprehensive capabilities when it comes to deliver intelligence apps. So ideally, this integration help you to go from an idea to production faster. Okay, but also it help you to be helping a lot of building a lot of use cases based on customer engagements, make it possible to leverage many existing use cases for intelligent applications. So again, not building from scratch, provide an end-to-end security cycle across development and operations, reflects the responsible AI principles through the safeguard to our data and protect the customer privacy, support your existing applications and database technology. So if you have some existing technology, we don't advise to throw it away, but to support this technology and build on top of this technology. Offers extensive skilling support to empower all developers to build intelligent app. This skilling can be throughout the copilots and the code generation through the GitHub Copilot and all of this stuff. And again, extending to our partner portfolio when it comes to out-of-the-box solutions that can be integrated with Azure AI components and Azure application components. The most important question here is that, are we ready to build these intelligent apps? What can be stopping us from doing this? We have the applications, we have the application portfolio, we have the AI portfolio, and we have existing applications that can be AI transformed. But the core thing that to build a successful app is also to have a data that is prepared for AI innovation. And here comes the third aspect of our triangle, which is the data part. So the data part need to be helping you into your AI transformation, as well as the application. So both of them are key pillars into the AI transformation journey. And Microsoft Fabric here is the unified data platform for AI transformation. Microsoft Fabric was announced back into 2023, early 2023, and kept evolving on up over time. Ideally now we have plenty of customers using Microsoft Fabric, one of our biggest platforms in the data now. It it is an end-to-end unified data platform. It's not just about data, it's about AI and transformation. So it starts from left to right with all the aspects that can cover your data journey, starting with extraction of the data from different data sources, whereas we have the data factory integrated. Then we have the data engineering, data warehouse, and data science, which are key aspects when it comes to doing a business terms or performing business transformation on this data throughout the data engineering, even if the data is unstructured data or if it's structured data throughout the data warehouse and building a data warehouse on top of your different sources. So you can have a single source of truth where you have a 360 view of all your aspects of the data. The data science, where you can build machine learning models, include experimenting, training, and productionize these models to help you in forecasting or trending the data or clustering the data, for example. The new feature which was added by December 20 or November, December 2024, which is a database. So we have now Azure SQL database integrated within the Fabric. So it's not just data warehouse, but you can have your databases onboarded onto the Azure part with Azure SQL part within the Fabric. The key aspect here that maybe differentiate Fabric from other data warehouse platforms is also the real-time intelligence. And this is a crucial now in many industries. Healthcare, for example, is a key thing for a real-time intelligence platform. So ideally, you need to have the data without any lagging, with seconds or milliseconds lagging, or you need to see the dashboard of the current status of manufacturing, for example, equipments that can go off service or have a malfunction or something in a real-time format. All of this is provided throughout the real-time intelligence, which can be event streaming data from different IoT systems and integrating this with your current data, even from the data warehouse, and then providing a comprehensive dashboards on top of Power BI. These dashboards can be real-time dashboards or historical dashboards or for management or process or historical data. All of this platform, you can see here, like we have 7 or 8 products here, are built on top of a unified data lake storage, which is one lake. And I will come to the one lake, why it's so important into this orchestration. And it has the AI ready for, so we have what we call an AI scaling, where you can build and integrate an application on top of the Fabric. So here comes the integration as well with the AI and applications. And all of these components mostly have copilots. So we have 5 copilots within the Fabric. These copilots help the developer to aid her life throughout the journey. So we have a copilot for the data factory, data warehouse, database, and we have a couple of copilots in Power BI, one for the developer and one for the external user also. So if I'm a user and I want to do a chat on top of my data within the Power BI report, I can do so. I can have this capability into performing this action on top of the report directly. Will not definitely ignore or forget the security and governance, which why we have a purview integration within the Fabric to ensure the security and governance on top of our platform. Talking about the one lake in specific, why one lake? It's a unified SaaS data lake. It comes automatically with the Fabric. So the Fabric has all the top parts, which are the compute parts, which basically do the work, and the one lake is the storage of the data itself. It's very simple to be purchased. It's as the Fabric in general, as a SaaS component, single source of truth of data, where you can put on top of it all the types of data, including even cross-cloud data. If you have data in different cloud provider, this can be also integrated. Linking of the existing third-party solution systems. You can open access for different engines, reduces the additional workforce and setup that is needed. Also, you can apply the security and governance into one place throughout integrating this one lake into Purview. The Fabric is very simple. It has two parts, compute and storage, where both of them have a pricing models. The compute is measured by what we call capacity units, which is basically the empowering part for all of these 8 components to power them to do what is needed as from the end users. And this is done in a dynamic allocation way of this computer power. If I am a user, I am trying to do a data factory job, I am allocating part of this computer power and then releasing it when it's done. If a lot of users are using Power BI, they are allocating chunks of this computer power in order to run their reports and then releasing them when it's done, and so on and so forth. So this computer power empower all the components for the Fabric. We have definitely pay-as-you-go or one reserved instance that can help in a cost saving by 41% of the original cost, and the storage have a payment per month per gigabyte as well. I hope I elaborated the journey in a very simple way, and thank you all for listening, and happy to have any question if there is any. Okay, thanks a lot. I will hand over to back. So I'll stop sharing and hand over the presentation. So my next presenter will be Zesh. Ranjesh, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Amar. Amar, we do have one question probably. I think that we can address it during the Q&A session, if that is okay with you.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so, but I will collect those questions and then I'll keep it ready. So then I can start. I mean, I put it to you and then answer accordingly. Thank you so much. Thanks, Amar.
Thank you.
It's very valuable information. Thank you so much.
You.
So now I will hand it over to Nazir. So Nazir will walk us through the AI use cases. Nazir, if you can start sharing.
Sure, thanks a lot, Ranjit. I'll start presenting it so you can basically have a look at my presentation as I'm talking.
Sure.
Hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, pretty much. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So if we looked at the technology, we heard about the technology, what we can use it, the kind of options we have it on Azure for developing and infusing AI-based applications for our internal users, are basically for our customer users. So I thought we could just run through a few of the use cases. Obviously, there are hundreds of organizations and people who are trying out a lot of AI-based solutions. We've just picked a few of them to discuss it out right now here. And we have categorized it into different verticals so that it's easier for you to relate to the vertical and also start thinking about the kind of use cases that you can have within your own organization. So let me just walk through a few of the use cases that we are having it. We've picked up a few verticals. As I said, one of the slides that Amar had was basically talking about a lot of use cases from different verticals in general that we could be using it. I'll talk about a few specific use cases that some organizations have tried, and this has helped them improve their productivity, improve sales, improve efficiency, and improve the overall business in general. So let's start off with the use cases from the retail industry. One of the most common industry, at least from an end user point of view, as a consumer, something that I can relate to, something that I can work with a lot, something that I use it a lot, is the retail industry. One of the organizations which is in this particular retail industry is Iceland Foods. They have a lot of retail operations. And before I start off with how this has helped Iceland, I'd like to mention it that if you can use AI for multiple use cases and also the multiple segments of people whom you're going to work with. Majority of the use cases that I'm going to be talking about could be for customers or could also be for employees of the organization as well. So it's not that AI can only help customers, but AI can also help a lot for the internal employees of our organization as well. Because if you look at it, it's mostly the employees who help to increase the efficiency and the productivity. So it can be at both ends. So some of the organizations have used AI services to help the customers or improve the customers' experiences. And a lot of organizations have also used AI to help the internal customers, which are the employees that we are having it. And if you normally look at it, if in large organizations like maybe Iceland Foods, there are a lot of things which the employees may not be aware of. And we will see this employees moving in and out of the organization, of any organization for that matter, right? So they will have a lot of questions about the internal processes, the organization's hierarchy, the business, how do we basically deal with certain situations and so on kind of stuff. So Iceland Foods created Jenny, which is an AI powered application, which would help the employees to understand the company, understand the processes inside the company, and help them work with the company and improve the processes within the company to a large extent. So this was an internal thing that they basically built for the employees. And this could handle conversational queries in natural language. Obviously, Iceland at this point in time is using it in a single language, but we have use cases where these AI assistants can be used even in multiple languages. Another section of the employees which they focused on was the developers, because the developers are the ones who would be building the applications, writing code, and so on. So apart from using the AI services, which basically Amar was talking about, he also mentioned about another AI infused service, which is called GitHub Copilot, which will allow your developers to write code much faster. So I can basically think about GitHub Copilot as an assistant programmer who's working along with me, or basically a peer programmer who is working with me. And it can reduce a lot of manual efforts during these particular application developments. So using the Jenny and the GitHub Copilot, Iceland Foods was able to enhance operations to a large extent. The internal operation efficiency was increased by multifolds, and this ensured that they got a lot of confidence in AI and started implementing a lot of AI-based solutions within their uh, organization as well, right? So that's basically a use case with Iceland in the retail section. We also have QNet, another organization which is basically into wellness and lifestyles. And they had a lot of challenges in managing security as such. Well, Azure and Microsoft have a lot of security solutions, but once I start implementing these security solutions, I need a good amount of resources who can look at these dashboards, understand what false positives are, what basically are the actual threats, and then identify the high priority areas that they need to work on. And basically, a lot of manual work has to go into reading all of these reports coming out from most of these security implementations. So what they basically used in QNet is Security Copilot, which is an AI-powered cybersecurity tool that can allow you to work through these large amount of reports that you're getting it from multiple security services, right? And identify the ones which you need to focus on. So by improving and by introducing Security Copilot as a part of their integral solutions, QNet was able to increase 60% response time, right, for all the kind of security events that they had, because it reduces the time to understand what is actually a security threat and what is a security false alarm. And they were able to enhance their security posture to a large extent, giving better protection to the kind of sensitive data that they handle it. Obviously, a wellness and lifestyle company has a lot of personal information of all their customers, and we need a real good security posture to ensure that all of this data is protected. So that's basically the kind of an use case that we had with QNet, which helped them a lot. Personalized customer experience. I'm not calling out an organization here because customized experience we have implemented it in multiple organizations and a pretty common use case when it comes to retails, right? For example, if I'm basically using any kind of retail platforms like Amazon or other platforms, I'm doing basically a lot of shopping there. So I want people to understand the way how I shop, the way how I work with the products, the kind of searches that I do, right? And give me some kind of options and recommendations to buy these products much faster and much easier. And that is basically the reason why these personalized customer experiences are helping the retail industry a lot. And we've been able to build these kind of personalized customer experiences using Azure OpenAI and other services that are available in the market or in basically the Azure platform, right? So the impact of implementing these kind of personalized customer experiences is that we got a lot of increased sales, because when we are talking about when I'm shopping for product A and I'm telling you that along with this product A, these are the periphery products that you need to buy and use it, right? So I'm basically doing a lot of upselling there. And I'm also telling you that as soon as you come into my platform, I'm going to give you a list of recommended products that you want to buy based on your customer behaviors, right? And that basically brings in a lot of increased sales, as well as a very good customer experience. And hence, personalized customer experience in retail have been used a lot by a lot of companies, and this has helped improve their sales as well as enhance their customer satisfaction. Coming to another sector, which is basically finance, a very, very important sector. Again, security, personalization, handling the data carefully was very important here as well. And hence, AI is playing a very important role. So we are talking about a company called Allpay, which has basically introduced GitHub Copilot to help its developers providing or building their solutions. By using the GitHub Copilot, Allpay was able to provide a lot of support and increase the productivity by more than 40-50% of their developers in developing these solutions that they have it for basically their customers. The kind of enhancements that GitHub Copilot made to the developers was basically a lot. They were able to identify errors very quickly and build better, robust, and reliable software. There was a kind of a productivity boost because most of the basic coding activities can be done and taken care of by GitHub Copilot. And it could basically allow your developers more time to focus on complex and domain related problems. Uh, Employee satisfaction was a kind of a byproduct, but a very good byproduct that we needed all in all our organizations. So introducing GitHub Copilot not only made development faster, increased productivity, but also gave a lot of employee satisfaction to the developers because of the help that they were basically getting it. So it was a kind of a win-win situation for all pay, uh, internally as well as externally. Credit Club is one more organization which was basically able to infuse AI into their routine and day-to-day task, especially talking about audit. So audits, as an employee, if I talk about it, I will basically be worried about it. I mean, like they're going to ask me a lot of questions. I have to go through a lot of data, produce a lot of data for the audits and so on kind of stuff, right? So Credit Club basically thought AI could help in the audit processes. And they built a solution that was able to help their internal employees as well as auditors do the audits much faster. So this solution was built on using a lot of Azure AI services. And obviously, we used Cosmos DB for storing a lot of data as well. And the advantage of implementing this was that we were able to finish audits at a much faster pace. We were able to decrease the kind of investments that are required in the audit. And it also saved huge dollars for basically the company in terms of operating expenses because we used to spend a lot of time. It was each employee has to spend a few days, few hours, basically depending on their role in the entire audit process. By removing this, right, we were able to save around 1,600 hours monthly for customer interaction. So we removed all the internal processes, time-taking internal processes and audit processes, infused AI into it, and helped serve the customers better. So employee satisfaction is coming through this, as well as basically a lot of time we are freeing up to work with the customers. In general, if I look at it, finance is all about risk and compliance, and anomaly detection, fraud detection has been a lot of uh, requirement in the finance industry. So we've basically worked with a lot of customers doing the fraud detection as well as basically anomaly detection. As recent as a few customers that we have done it is basically where we were able to look at invoices and identify duplicate line items or duplicate invoices, right? It's not actually a fraud, but a kind of a problem that a company would have if they are having huge number of invoices coming in, and there needs to be people sitting there manually running through all of these invoices to identify any kind of duplication that is happening intentionally or unintentionally. So involving AI was basically able to solve this problem. It was not only able to look at the invoices and basically tell you what the deduplication factors are, but it was also able to run through a lot of your contracts and give you comparison of the pricings as well, right? I have contract A and contract B, who is basically doing the same work for me. So I'm looking at the invoices for contractor A and contractor B and comparing the prices between these contractors and telling you what is working best for us. So it's not just basically telling me the fraud detection and anomaly detection, but it's also helping me identify vendors and contractors who can basically be more beneficial for me, right? And obviously, infusing AI is allowing me to manage my risks at a much earlier stage, which means there is less losses and less kind of problems that I'm going to have it with basically the AI infused applications for finance here. Healthcare is another industry where there is a large requirement of AI. And if I talk about some of the use cases that we are having it here, one of the organizations, Accentra, health is basically infusing AI into its daily applications. One of the challenges that they had was they had to basically put in a lot of staff, nurses, doctors, to understand the kind of reports and then basically create some kind of appeals, right? I mean, write letters to understand these problems and basically send it to a lot of people, their patients, basically the insurance companies who are basically dealing with these patients, and so on. So the medical staff used to spend a lot of time writing these letters, right, by understanding all of these complex medical terminology and then making it more suitable for regular users. And this time was being saved by introducing a kind of an application which was infused with AI called MedScribe. It used to run through your patient's records and reports and then create these appeal letters for you. Obviously, because this was a medical industry, we cannot take the AI transcribed letters as it is on the face value. So these letters were also reviewed and refined by the medical staff. But because of the AI creating these drafts for all of these appeals, we were able to save approximately 50% of the time that the medical staff used to spend on these appeal letters, increasing the operational efficiency and saving huge dollars, right? Uh, so high approval rate, operational efficiency, and a lot of time saving are basically the kind of impacts that we got it from this particular AI solution. Not to forget that the whole process was compliant to HIPAA, right? Any kind of processes that we implement in the healthcare industry, especially, should basically be compliant to HIPAA because there are very stringent rules that we have from HIPAA. So this solution not only increased the operational efficiency, but ensured that everything that we are doing it as a part of the process was HIPAA compliant as well. eClinical Works was another organization which introduced AI, and they developed a solution, right, to identify the patient's data and then map it to the relevant records that they have it within their hospital. So they normally used to get multiple faxes a day, and they had to generate reports for all of these patients, right? So obviously there was one person sitting and reading this fax, identifying the patient information from the fax, and then comparing it to the internal records. So this particular solution was converted into an AI-based solution. They used specifically a service in Azure called as document intelligence, which is capable of identifying specific areas and specific fields in your fax documents or PDF documents. And then using that, they were able to do a quick search within their internal data records. So we basically were able to save a lot of time, and the accuracy was almost close to around 85% in comparing this patient data from the fax records and basically comparing that patient information from the internal system. So we were getting around 85% accuracy, and we were able to solve a lot of chaos that was getting created because of the number of faxes that we were getting it every day here in this particular organization. In general, if I talk about healthcare, we've used AI in a lot of places. And one of the places that we've been using it for a lot of customers is AI assisted imaging and predictive analytics to support diagnosis, right? There's one particular organization that was having around 10,000 X-rays and 1,000 MRIs every day. And the people had to identify any kind of problems by reading these X-rays and MRIs, right? Or X-ray reports or MRI reports. So we were able to build AI solutions that would reduce the number of X-rays that I have to look at it as a doctor or basically as a medical representative, reduced from 10,000 to basically just a few hundreds or just under 100, because I was able to identify that out of these 10,000 X-rays, only around 100 X-rays have a problem or have to basically be looked by a medical representative. So reducing the time to a large extent and basically serving a large number of customers. So this is basically another solution that has been infused with AI, especially using Azure OpenAI services. And we were able to bring in a lot of faster identification of risks, as well as basically saving a lot of time and reducing the risk management, because one person could require a lot of immediate medical attention based on the X-ray report. And if it was only by end of the day I am able to get that medical help, then it's going to basically have a lot of risk. So this kind of solutions is something that we've been working with multiple customers, hence there's no specific customer name in this particular place. Manufacturing is another vertical where there's a lot of AI that has been used, right? And Dove is one of the organizations which has basically in the manufacturing sector, which has used AI in a very different way. So Microsoft 365 has a co-pilot which allows you to improve or increase the employee efficiency, productivity within your organization. And they basically allowed a small set of employees to use the 365 co-pilot. And once they started using this, they realized that the people who are given access to the Microsoft 365 Copilot were able to increase their operational efficiency by 30-40% compared to the people who were not having access to this, right? So they were able to identify a lot of discrepancies in the entire workflow that they're having it and optimize their workflow to a large extent. With this particular understanding, Dove went ahead and increased the Copilot access to more than 20% of their employees, and they're basically now rolling it out to almost 100% of their employees, because they found that 365 Copilot was able to increase the productivity and efficiency to a large extent. Schneider Electric, a very popular name, right? They're into manufacturing and they started leveraging AI to automate a lot of day-to-day tasks that they've basically been doing it, especially generating the code, which is the PLC code that they use it internally. Normally, we use PLC code in electricals and manufacturing units. So they started using Azure OpenAI and a lot of machine learning to generate this code automatically and enhance productivity, right? And they were able to automate a lot of their daily tasks. And hence, their engineers were now free to focus on more complex problems and innovating things rather than basically solving a kind of a mundane or daily tasks, right? AI-powered bots, they also introduced it within their customer portfolio. So they were able to handle most frequently asked questions very easily rather than spending any kind of manual intervention in handling those kind of questions there. Education is another sector which is highly AI infused and using it a lot. University of Sydney started using the OpenAI services within their LMS, within their learning management system, and it was able to produce a lot of enhancement in the teaching practices, right? As well as improved student engagement. So they built a solution which which was basically called Cognitive. It was a self-serve AI platform. Rather than they training their faculty to build AI bots using AI services, they built a solution called Cognitive, which could create multiple AI bots for you based on no code, low code kind of a platform, right? So the faculties were able to build their own AI assistants for their specific subjects, for their specific methodologies of teaching and so on. And so there were a lot of AI assistants that were available to the faculty as well as basically to the students themselves. There's another organization which basically is a large university in Germany having around 130,000 students, right? And they basically started using Azure OpenAI service to make learning experience more personalized. They also introduced Cynthia, which is basically a kind of an homegrown product for them. And they also added 365's Copilot along with basically the OpenAI services. So they had a kind of an speaker, an avatar, which could talk to the students and basically tell them what they're supposed to do it rather than going through a lot of documentation. It was more of a voice driven avatar, speaking to the students, talking to them through Teams or other platforms, and increasing the kind of experience that they have with basically the learning experience that they had, right? So there was a huge efficiency increase in the learning experiences, and it was also able to support a large number of students with very less number of resources, right? So this is basically a kind of a use case from a huge university that we are having it. Apart from this, we've had a lot of other AI infused educational use cases where we developed personalized experiences for learning, course selection, going through a lot of admission related questions and answers that the AI can handle it automatically without having to go to the humans, right? And all of this was done basically using natural language, and it was made available in multiple different languages, hence improving efficiency and productivity to a large extent. Transport, another sector where people have started using AI, and supply chain is a complex problem. Logistics is a complex problem. Transportation by itself is a complex problem. So one of the organizations called Fraport created their own GPT kind of an environment for all their internal staff, which allowed them to summarize a lot of legal documents, drafting communications for external and internal purposes, and also code generation for their internal employees. By using this entire AI portfolio, they were able to increase the operational efficiency to a large extent, and they were able to grow faster, right? 30% more growth by infusing AI into their internal and external applications. World to Meet enhanced customer engagement using AI-powered virtual assistant. They basically call it Mia. So Mia is basically a virtual assistant which will be able to handle most of their frequently asked questions and problems that the customers could have it. So it was infused in the customer service. This was not only handling a lot of frequently asked questions, but it was also able to handle a lot of complex problems that customers were coming back with. So by introducing this, it was also recommending customers that, okay, if you have got this problem, what are basically the reasons why you would have landed up in this particular problem? So what kind of proactive measures can be taken to avoid these problems? And that increase the customer satisfaction to a large extent, right? So it was a kind of a showcase how AI infused into the tourism sector can basically help the customer experience and increased sales within the organization. So in general, we have done a lot of speech to text infused AI infused solutions for travel and hospitality, increasing the operational efficiency to a large extent. Right. One of the most uh, important areas is basically the customer service that we have built a lot of AI infused solutions, not only for the customers but also for internal employees. Right. And this has increased a lot of productivity, optimize resource usage, and higher customer satisfaction because we were able to reduce the waiting time, response time to a large extent. So this is just a few use cases that we are talking about. And if I look at a lot of other customers like EY, Air India, ANF, Zurich, all of them are basically using AI into some way or the other in their internal applications and external applications, increasing their efficiency and basically helping their customers a lot. Right. Some of these are our customers internally. Personally, I've worked with them. Personally, we've worked with them to increase the efficiencies a lot. Right. Like, for example, in case of Ashok Leyland, we built a bot that could help their engineers solve problems a lot more easier. We basically helped airlines understand how many dropouts could be there, how many passengers would basically be boarding a kind of an aircraft if they have done a lot of advanced booking and so on kind of stuff. So these are basically just a small set of use cases that we have discussed and a small set of customers who we have worked with for improving the employees' efficiency and productivity, as well as increasing sales by bringing in more customer satisfaction. I'm sure some of this could be related to your industry and your organizations as well. We, as a whole organization, and especially Ranjit and team, would be happy to discuss with you the kind of use cases that you have it and how we can take it forward and implement it for your organizations as well. Thank you. That's it from me. Handing it over back to Ranjit to take it forward.
Thanks, Nasser. Thanks for the wonderful insights. And just can you take it over from here?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ranjit. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you all, firstly, for joining this session. My name is Jacinta. You can call me Jess. Um, a quick introduction. I work with a lot of technology leaders like yourself every day. That's what is exciting about my job. The next 15 minutes I want to spend with you to share some of the, now I'm sure after Amar's presentation and NASA's presentation, all of us want to start using AI in our organization. So based on our experience and also based on various industry statistics that we've gathered on AI, because we've been doing this for a very long time. So I will cover the part of how to make these AI visions or help you transform your AI visions into impactful realities. Now, I won't cover the concepts of AI, but we know it's been there for quite some time now. The latest trend is generative AI, and thanks to it, there's a lot of buzz around AI itself. But we work on everything from traditional machine learning models to even cognitive AI and generative AI services that Amir covered, and a little beyond that as well. So let me give you some of the statistics of what is happening across the globe and what is the feeling about AI. Like all of us know, everybody is excited about it. So obviously 94% of the organizations are telling that for their top management, AI is the key focus, right? And they also agree that AI is going to help them deliver better digital experience for the end users. But what is the gap between wanting to do it and are we ready to do it, right? And when you see the numbers here, only 37% of them believe that they're ready for uh, adopting AI. And there are a lot of reasons as to why 86% are still saying they'll need a lot of time to be ready for AI. Now, what is happening is, and also a lot of them are trying POCs, right? Everybody is trying to do a POC, trying to test something. But what we've also noticed is, or this is the market statistics, by the way, this is research done by a lot of the marketing companies or data analytical companies across the globe. 85%, they claim 85% of the POCs on AI are actually not making it to production, right? And why is that? I think what all of us were trying to do when we wanted to do adopt AI was uh, similar to throwing spaghettis of the wall and hoping some of them will stick, right? So there was no clear guidance. And now, why are the spaghettis not sticking? For various reasons. And why are the POCs are failing? These are the top four reasons I can say of why a lot of POCs are failing, because they're not supposed to be, like, you're not, the POC is not even qualified. We're not even supposed to be doing POCs on that. Or it's a wrong use case, or data is hard, or maybe it's too early. Because I remember talking to some of the leaders, we started off doing some of the POCs for them almost like a year and a half ago. And they tried the POC and they said, we don't want to do it because it failed and we were not successful. But after the POC, there have been like 6, 7 versions of the AI, and AI is all about learning, right? So it only gets better with time. In fact, they're ready. If they try the POC now, it will definitely be successful. So you can't close the door on some of the use cases as well. You have to be patient, know the limitations, know what is your threshold. You have to be very clear. Okay, I can deal with, or I can work with a 60% accuracy, 70% accuracy. That's my benchmark. I will not work with anything lesser than that. So you need to set that benchmark, and we have to continue working on enhancing it, and it'll only get better with time. Right? This comes from one of the recommendation engine that we built for um, uh, song application platform. So these are the four reasons. If you ask me, this is the general guidelines that I'd like to propose and how you should prioritize your AI investments. Like first part, this is the quick wins. This is what you have to focus on. This is running. Running is the way you're operating today. Can you operate at a lower cost? Can you increase the revenue by using AI into any of your business application, right? So infusing AI that can optimize your core business functions, the way you're running, that can be a quick win. That can be your first step towards AI if you've not yet started there. I also have an example, but I'll cover what are these phases and then we'll go into an example. The next phase is growing, right? Once you've optimized your core business, the core operations of your business, then you can focus on growing your business. Can AI help you grow business, acquire more customers, make more revenue, right? So that's the second phase. And the third phase is transformative initiatives. And please understand, each of these are going to only get complex because the third, when you hit the transformating um, stage. So this is where you can make AI your differentiator. You can use AI to build a differentiator that will create a big impact for your organization. But of course, the investments are going to be heavy. It's going to be time consuming, right? Because you are transforming the way you do business. So that's the third stage, I can say. Now, for example, we worked with a steel manufacturing company, right? And in each stages. So they started off with a simple problem statement. They told me, just say we manufacture in batches, right? And when we manufacture in batches, the customer say, I have to manufacture 5,000 pieces of some material, right? A particular SKU. Now the customer has placed an order only for 3,000 pieces of it, but I still have to manufacture 2,000 because they have no option because that's how it comes in batches, right? Now, what they would traditionally do is their sales and marketing team would then sit down and look at all their existing customers and then try to figure out who are the customers who would actually will be interested, other customers who will be interested in this queue. This whole process was manual. It took 3 to 4 months to get to that list. And after that, they still ended up throwing away or putting 80% of that excess batch that they manufactured into scrap. Okay, that's a simple problem statement. So what we did was we built a RFM model for them, which is based on recency, frequency, and monetary value of a customer. We prepared a propensity list. So the moment a 3,000 SKU order came into their CRM, the sales and marketing team actually had a propensity list of the other customers who are probably going to buy the same SKU, right? It was easy for them to reach out. So only 20% of the excess batches that were manufactured actually went to scrap. So that's a lot of saving for them. So that's how they started their journey. Now, the second part was while manufacturing, they have a lot of devices in the factory. And if they're manufacturing one SKU or 5 SKU, there are certain parts which is very expensive that has to be replaced after every batch manufacturing. Okay. And they said, hey, see, we have orders for 2 SKUs or 3 SKUs, but we can actually do 2 more. And if we do that, we can use these pieces of the factory uh, which has to be replaced after this batch manufacture. Can you suggest or can AI help us identify what are the SKUs that we should manufacture, which is likely to have customer demands in the future? So we also built them a recommendation engine, which recommends to them the other SKUs that they can manufacture in batches along with whatever they have orders for. So that's the grow. They're going to grow their business and they know they're going to have stocks for customers even before they are likely to place the order, right? Now we're working with them on transformative project. So there is a lot of data that comes in terms of the pricing. There are a lot of market research companies based on various factors. They're going to know the cost of the steel, the demand, when should they sell it for them to be very profitable. So that's a transformative project we're working on. It will help them uh, use cognitive AI services to increase margins based on market conditions and things like that. So that's an example of how you can start your AI journey from the core business and then growing and transforming your business. right? And we have done this for over 300 plus customers. And this is a process that we've derived based on our experience helping customers adopt AI in their business. So if you tell me, hey, Jess, I have a use case, I want to use AI here, I'll say, okay, hold on. So what we're going to do is we are going to qualify this AI use case, because Amar spoke about qualification, Nasir spoke about so many use cases. How do you actually qualify a AI use case? It's very simple. There are three basic questions that we have to ask, and we're going to rate. So under each of these categories that you see here, from business viability, technical feasibility, and adoptability, there are five questions that we have to answer as a business. And based on the questions, we're going to rate each of these three key pillars of qualifying AI use case. And if the rating is beyond or more than 3.75, that's when you should consider that use case for a POC or even production deployment. Now, business viability, there are questions like, is it going to help you make money? Is it going to help you save cost? What is it? Is it going to have any business impact for your business? That's the first section. Technical feasibility is how long, how difficult are the systems which are going to fuel this AI? Are they legacy? So those are the questions that we ask under the technical feasibility. And see if a AI solution is going to help you save a lot of cost, but it's going to take 6 years to implement. Uh, it's difficult, right? So technical feasibility is the second area that we have to rate the use case against. And the third one is adoptability. Uh, Adoptability is fine. We did all of this. Now we've implemented AI. Are the users of the system really going to like it or no? Right? That's also a very important question. Don't want to do all of this, and the users say, "Hey, we never needed this. I don't. We are better off without the system." So these are the three criterias. And I've also noticed sometimes IT leaders struggle, and the leadership teams from the business side, they always have a clash of how to say yes or a no, right? Because some use cases may be important to somebody, but overall at the organization level, it may not be best use case, right? Overall. And this is another way of actually saying no nicely as well, that, hey, we've done a thorough analysis. Now, I don't think this is going to be the right use case. Or you may have thought, okay, this use case is not going to solve a big problem for us. But when you actually did this exercise, you realize it is going to. So this is a very good way of actually qualifying use case. Now, data is hard is one of the reasons why a lot of projects fail. I have tech leaders telling me, hey, data is not in all in a single place. We don't have clean data. See, what we've done, we've understood this problem. Noventech has built a middleware, I can call it semantic layer. Some people in our team call it power connector, or even middleware, right? See, what we've done is generative AIs are able to answer question as far as they understand the context of the data well, right? So you don't need a warehouse if you want to start using generative AI on your data. We've built this middleware or the semantic layer, which if you connect it to your SQL database, for example, it will automatically populate the metadata of your database, the number of tables, what each table has, the columns. And in our semantic layer, if you want to work with us and we can help you with the process, in that semantic layer, we mention or give the context of the data to OpenAI. We can say, okay, this column has this is what this data means. So all that configurations of the context is done in our middleware, and then OpenAI sits on top of it. So this gives you a very high accuracy, even without having clean data, because you have to explain whatever you know about your data to OpenAI for it to be very accurate, not hallucinating, giving right answers all the time. That can happen by using our middleware. So we've tried to solve that problem for you as well. Now, I'm hoping by now you're all excited to start building your AI use cases. So if you're ready, what we bring to you together is this. Microsoft, of course, our technology partner. Microsoft is investing heavily. You've seen Amar's presentation. There's so much of investment going in on AI in terms of hardware, in terms of tech, in terms of engineering, building platforms. So that we're going to leverage from Microsoft, because if you and us had to do that, it will be very expensive for us. So that's where our technology partner Microsoft comes into play. What will we do? Noventech as a company, like I said, we've built this entire competency. I'll cover this in a little more detail. But we have the people, we have the process, and we have the tools that can help you accelerate your AI journey. And we will be able to do it at an economic of scale, just like Microsoft from the tech standpoint, in terms of people, because we are working with thousands of customers across the globe. The exposure that we will have is always going to be greater than you trying to set up your own team. So that's what we bring in. And you, as a customer, you have the vision, you have the business know how, and of course, the most important thing, the data. And together, we can make the AI journey successful. Just give me a second. Okay. So these are some more slides about Microsoft's investment in AI. Amir has covered this in detail, in great depth. Microsoft continues to invest in data centers to train models, deploy models to make it more cheaper for customers. And Microsoft is also investing heavily right now to help a lot of enterprises start their AI journey, even through the services. I'll talk about some of the offers that we've got jointly for you today. And in terms of Noventech, like I said, we have the AI Center of Excellence, which covers everything that is needed for you in terms of the AI adoption, from helping you derive strategy, building governance, because there was a question about governance and privacy can get very complex and tricky. So we can help you out there. The value, deriving value out of AI, building AI products, and everything else, right? So we also do adoption. That is, we will help you build internal competencies and capabilities inside of your company as well, because you can take over, run the ML ops after we've completed the project. So that's what we bring to you in terms of the investments. So I have more use cases. I'll quickly cover some of them. I would like to play this video of some of the very large implementations that we've done on AI.
The largest airline in the Middle East employs AI to predict the number of passengers likely to board the next flight. A large public sector institute uses analytics to identify the impact of various government schemes. One of India's largest media houses employs AI to dub news reports in various local languages to reach each user base in the language they understand. The leading motorcycle manufacturer uses AI to automate for service and maintenance jobs. The most reputed diagnostic center in Europe uses AI to generate X-ray reports, optimizing 60% of radiologists' time. The leading lending company uses custom credit scoring models to facilitate new offers for their customers. An audio streaming platform uses AI on Azure to offer personalized recommendation to their users. AI is transforming our lives. The large
Right, awesome. So that's some of the use cases that we're proud of, and every day we're working with so many customers to help them accelerate their AI journey. We've implemented over 116 plus AI use cases. I have more case studies here or use cases. I will skip them and come to something that I'm really proud of, and I think this is where a lot of enterprises are heading to. This is building your own GPT, right? It's happened to all of us. We walk into a meeting and a question is asked, and there's somebody saying, "Sorry, I don't know that. Let me check and come back to you," right? So that will never happen if you have your own enterprise GPT. So I'm sure all of you know what GPT is. We've all tried it, Chat GPT, but enterprise GPT is something that we've built. So the UI that you're seeing on my screen right now, this can actually sit on top of your data using the connector that I spoke about, which can get the context of your data and respond to questions, any questions across your organization, right? You can do this and integrate with any of your data source. It can be a sales system, operation system, finance system, uh, anything that you have today in terms of digital platforms, right? So what are the key features of the enterprise GPT? Of course, you can chat with it. You can also use voice, language support. Any of the languages that is supported by Azure Speech is okay. And And if you see there is a question being asked, what is the state-wise revenue for the last 3 months? The responses from the GPT can be in the form of text. It can be in form of table like this. And you see there is a download button. If the data is too heavy, it will give an Excel file that can be downloaded. And also graph, right? I asked a question, can you give it to me in graph? So it will give us in graph. The graph is also interactive. So I'm sorry. Move the slides. I'll go back to the place where the graph is. Oops. Okay. So the graph is interactive. So you can scroll in, see the data that is relevant. And there is also chat history here. So whatever chat you've had with the GPT, it's all here. Your team can go back to that and check. Most importantly, so this is one of the graph that was created in the history. And now the demo will also present the role-based access control. So like you can see, this user is the managing director, and you're seeing the data that was available was for the entire organization, right? Now we're going to switch the role because this is MD permission, and these were the data that was available for, you can see all the states and the revenue there, right? Now, after logging out, now logged in as a branch head, you see the branch head has access only to one single region that he's responsible for. So this is role-based access control. So everything that you need is right here. So this is Enterprise GPT on top of your own data. There's an offer of we're going to help you build it. I'll talk about it in a minute. But otherwise, this is the AI execution model. I won't go deep into it if we can connect offline once you have an implementation plan in place. But we also help a lot of government entities set up a national capability center or global capability center on AI. We're working with a couple of governments in the Middle East to do that. Locally, we're going to set it up. It's going to be a joint partnership kind of a model. But otherwise, yes, these are the support models. Now, since all of you are here and you've spent this time with us, a lot of we hope the session was valuable. In addition to that, we also want to give you an offer in terms of doing a use case on AI. We are ready to invest $10,000 worth of service efforts to help you implement your data and AI use cases. I think Ranjit and team will have this physically sent to you if you're interested, but you can use this to implement any or do a POC or even production deployment within the $10,000 investment that we will make to help you deploy your data and AI services. Now, those of you who are interested in the Enterprise GPT, in fact, we are not going to charge you anything at all for helping you implement it. But there's the cost that you see here, right? Approximate cost for the users. This is only the hosting cost. This is approximate. It's actually based on the usage. So we have the deployment size, various sizes, number of users, and what is going to be the cost of the PTUs or OpenAI services. And you see all the features that are included in the Enterprise GPT. What we're going to do is, so data profiling is included in everything. We're also going to do prompt engineering for you. So this whole part of the service offering and the entire implementation working with your data is going to come to you at absolutely no cost. And that's because we're launching this on this session, and you are the first bunch to receive this offer from us. And now there are other enterprise offers for those of you who are looking to really use AI to accelerate based on the journeys that I spoke about. The first and most important thing is the bots out and AI agents in. This is selling really hot. All the enterprises really love it. They either start off with Enterprise GPT because you're able to get answers to your business or data about your business really fast. One of you also asked the question about retail. How many of you don't like the out of stock message when you're shopping online? I don't know why the retailers can tell you it's out of stock, but can't tell you when will it be available, right? Because I think the systems are disconnected in the back end. So those are the things that you can do to impact your end customers really. But you can also start with throwing out your old legacy bots, which are not user friendly and cannot answer questions more cognitively. We can help you build AI agents instead, which is more smarter, cognitive, and more friendly to the customers. So that's the first offer. What you get is enablement, of course, for the entire team. Then we will also help you establish AI governance and framework. We will help you implement as well. And then there is going to be support. And this is a minimum commitment in terms of the AI services. And when you make this kind of commitment, so the row here requirement, this is what you will have to commit in terms of using Azure AI services on Azure. And the benefits, if you see Microsoft and Novantech together, are actually investing 50% of that back into your business in terms of these value added services like doing POCs, helping you implement these AI services, and also supporting your AI workload for a year, right? So, and we'll also do joint press releases with you um, for the use cases journey that you take with us. So we're out of time, but there are more demos. You can also try out our AI playground. So there's so many things that you can do. Image creation, you can just upload a handbook and it'll summarize it. Speech to avatar or text to avatar. We're working with a media company, so they have a very popular news reporter. So they want that news reporter to report most of the newses that is they've gathered throughout the day, and they're going to do it with the avatar. So this
Start
avatar
creating your avatar today.
this avatar can actually be you or me. Yes, we have to give a lot of details to Microsoft and they will train this avatar for us. And it comes at a cost. If you're interested in this solution, we can talk to you offline. And we also have video summarization. So this is again a media use case. So this is a video in English where the king and the PM of India met up to discuss some things. And now, generally, if a news editor has to publish this in Arabic, they're going to take a lot of time translating and then doing the lip sync and then putting it back, right? But with this platform, you just start with the video. I've done this already. So you select the language you want to summarize in and then summarize it. And it actually creates a video for you
محمد بن سلمان حاليا
in
مع رئيس
Arabic. So if this would take 4 hours for an editor to do it manually, but with the tool, they can actually do it in less than 10 minutes, I can say. Right. So yeah, I hope you like this. You like the offers. So I'll stop sharing. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to take them.
Thank you so much, Jess. Just what a informative session. So we'll be moving on to the Q&A session. If you have any questions, you can just post it in the chat box and our team will answer it. Okay, we got one question for you, Jess. How is this different from Copilot? I think it's referring to the enterprise AI that you showed.
I mean, it was more specifically the enterprise GPT that we were demonstrating. Just, I think the question is from that.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. So Copilot, which is integrated with, okay, there's not too much of a difference, but you can use Copilot into your existing applications as well. So that is possible. So we can have a discussion. So the solution can be either OpenAI or Copilot. It does not matter. Because the SDKs and all of that is the same. So we can have a discussion on what you have today and then how enterprise GPT is different. So that is generally for customers who don't have probably Copilot and they've not implemented it with their own applications. So there are two Copilots, right? That comes with the Office 365 suite, which is fully integrated already. That is very different. You also have the Copilot Studio. That's just another way of OpenAI offering from Microsoft. It's more the licensing side of things.
Thank you. We get another one. How do I qualify a use case for AI for my organization?
Maria, we can discuss this. We have a detailed checklist, like I said, based on those three pillars, is business viability. So we can share that questionnaire with you, and we can identify 15, 20 use cases, even 50, no problem. With the customer, we did with 100 use cases. So we put all the 100 use cases in that sheet, and we rated each one of them against these three key pillars. And then we identified the top 10, and then we sorted which one will go first based on the rating. So that's how you can do that. And in terms of which department in your organization to focus on early wins, I think the $10,000 offer that you seen, Maria, I think that'll be a good start. We can send you as much as 10 to 15 of them because per organization we can do a maximum of 3 to 5. So we can send you 10. You can give it to different departments and then say, hey, we are going to do AI adoption. Here's your $10,000. If there is a problem we can solve for you with AI, please nominate. So that's one of the good ways to go about collecting the use cases, I think.
Thank you so much, Jess. Okay, we got one more question. What are the key advantages of using Azure for data and AI compared to other cloud platforms? Also, how can Microsoft assist clients in implementing AI?
Yeah, Matthew, I think we'll share the presentation. Amar spoke a lot about the Microsoft's investment. And in fact, from my personal experience, I've spoken to so many CEOs and founders as well, who were on competing cloud platforms earlier. And they want to talk to Microsoft today because of the AI investments that Microsoft is making. Earlier, we would try to talk to them, they were not interested, but now they are reaching out to us, hey, we want to work with Microsoft, we want to do this. And in terms of the Microsoft assistance in implementing AI, like you've seen, if you're going to spend $100 on AI services on Azure, even if you spin off a NVD machine, right? Microsoft will invest 50% back into your business to help you implement this AI services. So that's the enterprise plan that I was showcasing. Microsoft is investing in enabling your team members on AI solutions. If you are going for a transformative business, we can do a boardroom meeting and build a boardroom strategy on AI along with Microsoft for you. So that's the investment Microsoft is making.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone, all the speakers for such an informative session. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have any queries, you can email that to us at marketing@sstech.net. I'll put the email in the chat box. So if you have any questions, so you can email us. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone. Have a
Bye.
fantastic day. Bye-bye.